Yeah. So they're leaving the door open and stuff to make me free as an African. I need to arrest them. It's like, it's too cold outside. It's too cold outside. And the law says when it's cold like this, they have to close the doors. They just leave one door open. Get in and out. So they're threatening me. Anywhere I go, they say they're going to jail me. So they're having the black Americans threatening to be locking up Africans. So they need to arrest these people. This Eric Adam also, for the past 4 years, he was mayor. He was very evil to Africans. He would tell the police to go and arrest the Africans. They never used to bother the Africans selling things in Canal Street. And they were slamming these Africans selling stuff on Canal Street and calling them piece of shit. Then when I applied for food stamp, they took away the picture from my food stamp card, my photo ID. Before I became mayor, also, they arrested me in Brooklyn, stole my green card, the police. So they are robbing Africans and stuff. So this has to be investigated as a hate crime. My mother was also killed. My old daughters were moving
clear of the closing doors,
a gang, like Black American gang, that keep it for money. My mother said that girls were also part of a gang that keep it for money. And she said they were into like the life insurance policy for. So this is just too much. And these people need to know they're not above the law and they will be arrested. And they keep threatening me working with a corrupt police. And somebody said something earlier, says somebody's shirt is going to be taken off or whatever. So I think they do that in prison. When they arrest you, they take your shirt off. So they've been telling me they're going to have me jailed, they're going to be lying on me. So they need to know they can be a liar, pants of fire, but they are going to be in permanent prison. Because I'm a gay, and when you keep making an attempt to kill a gay person, it's life imprisonment under the Matthew Shepherd gay law. So they form a gang, a Black American gang, they attack me as an African, but I'm patient with them because I know there's enough evidence. So they can keep lying and keep setting me up, but they are going to be in prison permanently. So they regard them. I'm trying to get him arrested. The Turkish government bribed them, and around that time that they were bribing him, they said that he approved a building that the Turkish government built. That building was a fire hazard. Manhattan was a big skyscraper, and the fire department didn't want to approve it, and the Turkish government was bribing it, and they told the fire department to approve the building. Before that, many years ago, his family friend was helping me when the police took my home. This from homeland. The police took my home and his family friend Eric Garner was helping me with my corporate person. This when I killed him. So this Eric Garner has been trying to set me up so that the person will kill me also. There's some Black Americans hate Africans because they say we saw the ancestral slavery. So when any bad thing happens to them, they want it to happen to us also. I used to go to use the bathroom in Quad Street train station. And that time Eric Adam was the borough president of Brooklyn. And I noticed somebody was sending the police to throw me out of the bathroom. I didn't know who that was. But I would go across the street in front of his office and I would say, NYPD, stop discriminating against me. That's the name of the police here, NYPD. I said, stop discriminating against me. I said, in Ohio, and Nigerian just became mayor. In Iowa, let's say undocumented immigrants have driver's license. I said, NYPD, stop discriminating against me. I said, New York should welcome immigrants. It must be the Spirit of God that led me to go in front of his office to be saying that. Apparently he was the one calling the police to kill me in the bathroom. And I didn't even know that. He was the borough president. And as soon as I leave when the police came out of the bathroom, I would just go in front of his office and I'll be saying that. Then soon the police arrested me, took me in the sidewalk, stole my green card, stole all my ID, so that I wouldn't be able to go to work. They found that my mother, before she was killed by drugs, was a citizen, and she filed a green card for me. So I used to use that to rent a hotel room. So I used to beg for money around that Quad Street area. And then I didn't even know it was him that called the police to arrest me, but some Black Americans threatening me that I shouldn't come to Brooklyn and that we Africans, we think we can sell their ancestors and be able to live freely in America. It's not going to happen. They're going to make sure we all get killed. There's a black American gang that used to bother me. But why? So apparently this American was part of that black American gang. And I didn't know it was him until God caught him. After the police arrested me, stole my green card, stole my ID, lied. They had a guy slapped on the back of my head on July 20, 2019. After I've been threatened by black American. The guy slapped me on Berry Avenue on 4th Avenue. On July 20, 2019. There was a police camera recording, and then the police jumped me. So I was fighting. So I wasn't fighting when the guy that slapped me. I walked away. I was angry, and I did tell him, stop doing that. And then that's when police came by later. That I was fighting. As I wasn't fighting, I said, the guy slapped me, and I said, you have to please protect me. And look at the police camera to find out who he is. While I was talking, to slam me on the floor and put me in handcuffs, took me to the sidewalk. Before that, in that same neighborhood, they were hiring some, it's a Arab Muslim majority neighborhood. And they were bringing some black American kids to wait for me at the train station. So I normally beg for money upstairs at Berry Avenue and 4th Avenue. And that July 20, 2019, before that, some days earlier, I would then, after I finish begging for money when it's late at night and it's cold, then I would go into the train station, go charge my phone, then enter the train, and I would notice sometimes when I'm on the train, they will steal my belongings and go and throw it all over the subway floor while I'm sleeping on the train. I would just wake up, my belonging is gone. I'm wondering, what happened to my belonging? Then I'll start riding the train back and forth. Then I noticed they splashed all my belonging near the staircase. Then as soon as I was I started fixing my belonging, put it back in the bag. Then some police arrived. So why did you throw all your stuff all over the floor? I'm like, no, stop trying to make me look crazy. I said I was sleeping on the train, and some people came and took my cards away and splashed. They were trying to frame us crazy. At that time, they were killing a lot of black Americans and calling them crazy. Close to that time period, 2019, they killed George Floyd. And they said it was on drugs, and the police killed him in Minnesota. There was a big outcry. They were just killing a lot of, and somebody, again, New York City, was trying to frame me up as crazy. And when I go to beg for money, because I'm homeless, I'm a Nigerian, when I go to beg for money on Berry Avenue on 4th Avenue, they will send, and then it's near the train station called Berry Avenue train station. So, when I leave the train station, when I leave on the outside to go, when I leave to go back into the train station, and we charge my phone at Berry Avenue. Then I started putting some black American kids. There's not a lot of blacks in that neighborhood. So they brought, and they were spitting on me as I'm charging my phone. They had a phone charging out. They spent like $100 million to build that phone charging out. And as soon as they saw me using it, they had somebody vandalize it, started sticking things inside the charging port. So now the charging port is loose. It doesn't work anymore. And they used to tell me, they used to harass me, deny me access to everything. So, I noticed the NYPD was waiting upstairs by the turnstile while the kids were spitting on me while I was downstairs charging my phone and trying to push me into the train. They were all black American kids. I was wondering, why would black American kids come to attack me in Berry Avenue? It's like a white neighborhood. So I'm like, there are no black people in that area neighborhood. And then so I was screaming like, these kids are attacking me. Somebody help me. Nobody helped me. So I didn't engage with them with a fight. I was just running away from them, dodging them. So I ran down from the platform up to the turnstile. That's when I noticed there was this police officer there. So I was like, I was screaming, why didn't you help me? So apparently she was waiting for me to start fighting with the kids so that she can come and kill me. So I said, your behavior is very suspicious. Why would you be a police officer? And you'll be hearing there's a commotion going on. I phone. And they were hiding my son's car, waiting for it to get worse. And she told me, yeah, she did that on purpose. People don't want me in the neighborhood. And, I need to stop coming to the neighborhood. Otherwise, I will be arrested one day and they're going to take all my stuff away from me. When she threatened me like that, I called the Internet Surface Bureau. And I told them that what she said. And I noticed this black American police officer was hanging up the phone on me as I was speaking. I was wondering, and he said he couldn't understand my accent and stuff. As I was calling 911 and transferring to Internet Surface. Days later, there was this white guy came and slapped me as I was begging for money on that same Bay Ridge Avenue and 4th Avenue. July 23rd, 2019. That 23rd, the number 23, that is significant with my mother's daughter's son's birthday. Flora is my mother's daughter and she killed my mother also. She and that Bolali were trying to kill her for insurance fraud money, and that Bolali, another daughter of my mother, they both live in Pennsylvania. So it was moving like a narcotic gang, like American narcotic gang. They keep people for money. This insurance policy for it. And the poison was about poisoning my mother's food with a character freeze poison, which was triggering my mother to have heart attack symptoms. So my mother fled Pennsylvania in 2015 to come to New York City Hospital, Bellevue, and she was surprised how the doors were able to find out what hospital she was in. My mother didn't tell her what hospital she was in. And the doors showed up in the hospital. My mother said that startled her. But she wasn't expecting them to come. She never told them what hospital. So apparently that gang was able to put a tracker in my mother's bag, and they were able to locate wherever my mother was. And my mother said all she told them was she was in the hospital in New York, that they should have found my mother. And they showed up with me like 24 hours later. And they were throwing her inside the hospital to lock her up in the mental ward. Trying to fight my mother in the hospital. My mother was all they were doing was just trying to fight her. And my mother didn't understand why. Finally, they had found out that, it's easy to frame a homeless person crazy. And they know that hospital did not normally pick people up. It's a prison hospital for people that are in Rikers Island prison here in New York City. And they said if they want to lock you up in the mental facility there, you don't agree, they beat you, So my mother was telling my mother off. They saw the poison they put in her food, didn't work, she's still alive. Many days. So they wanted the hospital to beat her up. So they told the hospital to lock her up in the mental. And the hospital agreed, even though my mother wasn't crazy. Those girls were born in America, my mother was as a Nigerian passport. She's from Nigeria. So these are the kids my mother on May 2015. The hospital said they were trying to lock my mother up because the children insisted they should lock her up. Because my mother wasn't crazy, she went there to treat her heart disease. So apparently the same way they killed my mother in 2015, there was a black American gang trying to kill me like that. And this Riccardian was part of the gang. And they were sending black American kids to try to push them to the train track and stuff. And they finally arrested me in 2019 when they had a guy slap me and back of my head. As I was begging for money on Berry Avenue, 4th Avenue, July 2019, which is that July 23rd. That number 23 is anonymous with my mother's daughter's son's birthday. That Flora, she killed my mother in 2015. And she has a son called Aide Jr., who was born on 23rd of December. So that December 23rd, they slapped me. I guess they were trying to bribe that daughter. We're going to kill this person. And, you just inherit, you'll be able to inherit their property. I'm gay, I was born in boy, I'm not gay. So I don't have any child, I don't have any marriage, I don't have any, I'm not married to anybody. So my mother said those are into inheritance schemes. So automatically people don't want to inherit from that day. And the person was choking me, put me in a chokehold. But thank God, some people arrived, some pedestrians, and they were recording it, the police to stop choking me. After that, and I was screaming as they were choking me. And they were trying to kill me like every Ghana was my friend. They were trying to steal my stuff. They always steal my stuff. Even when I'm sleeping on the train, that's why I always chain lock my stuff. But it was just, do things to drive me mad. So, and somebody told me, we're going to kill you in Brooklyn, stop coming to Brooklyn. But I'm from Nigeria, I'm like, why would they want to kill me in Brooklyn? Eric Adam was the black American borough president of Brooklyn. And they were threatening they're going to be killing Africans in Brooklyn 2019. So I'm from Nigeria, I didn't understand. I'm like, why would they choose to be killing Africans in Brooklyn alone? So apparently this Arikada has connection in Brooklyn with the court system, and they believe it to be easier. And the police arrested me. Sometimes I would be sleeping on the train in Brooklyn. I would wake up, all my bag is gone. So I've been wondering, what is going on? Who broke the chain lock to my bag? Then I'll be riding the train back and forth. Then I would discover they took all my stuff near the staircase. And people will be, as if I'm going to work like 5 a.m. in the morning, they will be climbing on top of my stuff to work. So I started fixing my stuff. Then the police arrived. So they were getting reports that there was a crazy person that splashed all their stuff all over the platform, and people are climbing the staircase. You know, I said, I'm not crazy. I said, some black Americans have been bothering me. And the police were framing me like I was crazy. You know, at that time, there was police killing black Americans all over America. There was a guy called Tamir Rice. They said he was a teenager, 12-year-old, and he was playing with a water gun, and somebody called the police that water gun looks like a real gun. And the police went and shoot him dead in Ohio. So there was a black American gang, and Eric Garner was part of that gang. He was saying they're going to be killing Africans, so we're not going to be able to stay here because we sold the ancestors to slavery. And apparently what motivated Eric Garner to want a revenge is because I used to live on Staten Island, and his friend, Eric Garner, the police kicked me out of my home wrongfully, and Eric Garner was helping me. And the police went and took Eric Garner dead. And because of that, this Eric Adams, he knew Eric Garner from childhood. So he wanted to get me killed in revenge because the police choked his family member dead. So I guess he was trying to send a message to the police that, you know, if you're going to be killing black Americans, the black Americans are going to be killing Africans also. So it's going to be a killing spree. Whatever, you know. And instead of helping me to help them resolve their Regana killing, they didn't want me to be able to get money. Because that would have led to the NYPD paying me money. Because they took my home and killed my friend that was helping me at Regana. So Eric Adams from Regana. And since then, he set me up. They've stolen. The police have arrested me. Went and dumped me in the psych ward. Stole my green card. Stole my social security card. So I've been stuck on the street since 2019. I can't go back to work as a home aide. So and they said this Eric Adam also took bribery from the Turkish government and went and approved a big building in Manhattan, like the World Trade Center building that the Turkish government built, and it was a fire hazard. And it was trying to cause another 9/11. So the Turkish government, they're like a Muslim country, and they love Muslim country, really want America to burn. You know, they don't like America, this America supports Israel. So the Turkish government built a big building in Manhattan that was a fire hazard. And the building was in danger of exploding and collapsing. And so the fire department said they're not going to approve the building. So Eric Adam took bribery and told them to approve the building. So people have started moving into that building. So Biden had Eric Adam arrested. But Trump became president and said they should release him. Trump said he needs Eric Adam for immigration work. So Trump and Eric Adam are colluding. I have evidence against Trump also. I used to go gamble in his casino 2011. The name of his casino in Atlantic City is Trump Hotels and Casino Taj Mahal. You know, and they duped me in that casino. I won a lot of money gambling, and they called the police to throw me out of the casino. Didn't pay me the money I won. I recorded the whole incident. It was 2011. So by 2014, I met up with Eric Garner. He was going to be helping me with lawsuit against Trump, lawsuit against the NYPD, because the NYPD took my home on Staten Island. And the police went and choked him dead. You know. So, and nobody let me testify. Then, after that, 2014, they choked him dead around my birthday, Eric Garner. So I was still homeless on the street in 2014. And then somebody told me that, invited me to go and stand in front of Trump's house. said they were going to give out Christmas presents for homeless. So I went to his house on 5th Avenue with all my bags like this. And within 5 minutes, Trump arrived and tried to hit me with his car. You know, it was a black SUV. You know, and I had to run away. And the car zoomed in on me to hit me. Like they wanted to kill me on the street. You know, and people recognized him. I didn't know that was him. You know, people were like saying, that's Trump trying to hit you with the car. What did you do to him? Because they saw he was driving and trying to, you know, he had his driver, but the driver was trying to hit him with the SUV. So, and at that time, close to that period, I had an immigration court case. And whenever you have an immigration court case, the FBI is listening in, it's happening on your phone. So they were able to listen to all this stuff, and up to now, the FBI never arrested Trump. Since 2014, for vehicular manslaughter attempt. Then during 2020, Trump had become president, and I was talking about him, telling people, you know, try to kill me with his car after he stole my money in the casino. I know the U.S. Congress wants to investigate him. Then in 2011, they heard there were so many people. He stole money from them, paid them the gambling debt, you know, and he quickly closed down the hotel, declared bankruptcy, so we wouldn't have to pay nothing. So Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona wants to investigate. You know, so I've not been able to get justice, but in 2020, Trump tried to kill me again. So there was COVID in 2020, and he was telling people, because he was afraid of losing the election and that Biden would put him in jail, especially for me, you know, because maybe he has feelings if Biden won the presidency, Biden was going to put him in jail, you know, because Biden doesn't like Trump. And also, I'm Nigerian, but I'm also Irish. Biden is also Irish. Well, my family side, they came from Ireland. So one of my last name is McCarthy. You know, so Biden, his own name, his family originated from Ireland. So he was afraid. That's why Trump didn't want to leave office in 2020. When he won the election, he thinks, you know, and Biden because Biden was with Obama in the White House. And Trump didn't like Obama. He used to say Obama was born outside of America, you know, even when Obama was president. So now the Democrat has had a reason to put Trump in jail. He tried to run me over with a car. I'm an Irish Nigerian, and he thought that Biden would help me once he leaves office. Once Trump, that's why they said Trump called Georgia and told them to steal the election for him. So another deadly gift he left was he was telling people to not wear masks, said please drink bleach, and a woman drank bleach in Florida and died. It was me who was trying to kill. Because I was having an immigration case some years earlier than that. And one day I was reading online that apple cider vinegar cures all kinds of disease. So people were reporting. So I went and bought apple cider vinegar and I drank it raw. I didn't mix it with water, it's an acid. And I rubbed it on my body and it caused me severe burns. So I called 911 to take me to the hospital. I had severe burns. So the FBI was watching me at that time because I had an immigration case. So this Trump, he has friends in the FBI. So since I've been trying to get him locked up for trying to hit me with a car and for duping me, that's why I put that message that all of you in 2020 drink bleach. It causes COVID. Because he knows I'm into trying alternative therapy. I almost went and bought bleach. A woman in Florida bought bleach in 2020. Her throat, you know, cut off. She's not dead. So this Trump, that's why he freed Eric Adams from prison last year. Because Trump became president again, and he's been afraid he's going to be impeached while I'm still around. So and he knows this Eric Adams also wanted to kill me. Because out of jealousy, because the NYPD owes me a lot of money. The NYPD kicked me and my mother out of our basement apartment without a court order. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled since 1960 that the police can't evict you unless there's an eviction order. So Bloomberg was using all kinds of emergency declaration to throw black tenants out. They will come to a basement apartment, say your basement apartment has an emergency, it's not safe, and kick you out. And the court has ruled since 1960 that you can't do that. So I was suing, and the NYPD heard Eric Garner was helping me, and they went and killed him around my birthday, 2014. So Eric Adam know Eric Garner. You know, so Bloomberg was in charge. So Bloomberg bribed Eric Adam by paying for him to become mayor. Bloomberg single-handedly sponsored Eric Adams because I was trying to get Bloomberg put in prison for Eric Garner's death. He was the mayor and he was killing a lot of blacks with the stop and frisk. That stop and frisk also involved the police going to people's homes. They threw out a lot of black tenants out on the street. They'll just kick you out without a court order, even the NYCHA building. They'll say some people are selling drugs, and instead to get an eviction order, the police will just go to the NYCHA housing and remove these people, throw them out on the street, and say they can't come back. You know, and they say once you live in an apartment, the police can just throw you out. They have to go get an eviction notice. So Bloomberg was doing that. It was a Jewish American mayor. So, and the court told him to stop doing that. Floyd sued the city of New York. And in 2013, they ruled that the police is violating the rights of blacks. They killed Sean Bell in Queens. He was going on his honeymoon. The police will pull your car over if you're black, search your car. If you're in your home, they'll come and search you without a warrant. You know, on the street, they will pull you over, search you. So they were just searching blacks. So the court, Brooklyn Federal Court, ruled in 2013 that the police should stop doing that, searching people unnecessarily. So Eric Garner was telling me about it. And as soon as he told me about it in 2014, I wasn't even aware that there's a court order. He said, your case is good. The police threw you out of your home without a search warrant. And he said, you know, they just ruled, the Brooklyn Federal Court. So Eric Garner was telling me about it, and I was under federal surveillance then because I had an immigration case around that time. And they went and killed Eric Garner immediately in 2014, as soon as he told me about it. He told me about that George Floyd versus City of New York case law. You know, so they killed Eric Garner under Bloomberg. So years later, as I was talking on the train like this, 2019, you know, the people were telling me, don't ever go to Brooklyn, we're going to F you up in Brooklyn. So I was like, you know, what is in Brooklyn that I should be afraid of? I didn't know Bloomberg was working with Eric Adams to have me killed in Brooklyn, and Eric Adams will become mayor. You know, in 2019, I always go to Brooklyn to beg for money. So they saw I make a lot of money in Brooklyn. I guess that's why, to just, you know, leave me poor and destitute. Oh, they saw a lot of people give me money in Brooklyn, better than Manhattan. For some reason, there's a lot of immigrants in Brooklyn. So I used to go to the immigrant neighborhoods, Muslim neighborhoods. Sometimes people give me up to $200 a day. At that time, 2019, Trump has just become president. So there's a lot of Muslims that didn't like Trump because he was banning Muslims from America. So I would just go to Brooklyn and I tell them, even Trump tried to hit me with a car. So I'm trying to get Trump arrested. I says, you know, so a lot of people hear that and they'll give me money. So they give me $100 bill. The Muslims, they were so happy because he was banning Muslims. So they were so happy that, look, here is a black person suffering, the Arabs. Here is a black person suffering even more than they suffered under Trump. So they will give me $100, you know, give me a lot of money. So I had a lot of money in my bag. I had a luggage full of money. I was going to buy a house. So this Eric Adams got the police to try to kill me in Brooklyn because I also talk about Bloomberg. So Bloomberg now found out that this immigrant is trying to get Trump arrested, trying to get you, Bloomberg, arrested. Who this immigrant think they are? Talking about Eric Garner is their friend, and you, Bloomberg, killed Eric Garner with the police. Talking about Trump trying to kill them. You know, so they hired Eric Adams. He's from the streets. Say, kill that N-word. So as I'm begging for money, I will notice they'll send black Americans to jump me. I'll be shaking my cup, they'll come hit my cup with their leg. Say, get out the neighborhood, nigga. You know? And they were beating me. I'll call the police, what's happening? So one day, when I'm sleeping on the train, As soon as the train gets to Brooklyn, they will cut off my chain lock, throw all my stuff out of the train. They will sit on the train, throw all my stuff out, and I'll wake up, I was like, where's my stuff? Then I'll be riding the train back and forth, then I'll find out, look, they just splashed all my stuff on the platform. And people were climbing over my stuff coming back on the train. So I got off at that station, and I was picking my stuff up, and then so they had already called the police that it's this crazy person. And the person, I'm going to arrest you, you're endangering this. I said, I'm not crazy, somebody else did it. And the police was confusing me. So, I said, look, I've already filed police reports of the blacks here jumping me. I said, even if you frame me up as crazy, I said, I'll get out of the... So I was recording the police. I said, turn your camera on also. So that was how I escaped that day. But there's been another attempt on me. As I was begging for money in Brooklyn again, they had this guy slap me. And I was saying, stop attacking me. I was on Bay Ridge Avenue and 4th Avenue. There was a police camera there. It was like a Muslim neighborhood, Bay Ridge. And then the police came and arrested me. Said I was fighting. I said I wasn't fighting the police. And they went and locked me up in the psych ward. So I had a luggage full of money, because at that time the Muslims would give me $100 bill, $50 bill. So I had a luggage like this. It was filled with money. I was going to buy a house. I had my green card in that luggage. It was my treasure luggage. I didn't know anybody was watching me. So I was just living carefree. Anytime people give me money, $100 bills, $50 bills, I'll just put it in the luggage, because I was like, ain't nobody going to rob me, I'm homeless. Not knowing, they had me on surveillance, because I had an immigration case close to that period, and they said they used satellite camera. So they found out the luggage I normally put my money in. So the police came and sent somebody to slap me as I was begging for money. That day, July 20, 2019, I'm very driving on 4th Avenue. People always give me a lot of money in that neighborhood, so all Muslims, Arabs, and they had somebody come and slap me. And then I was angry, and the police came minutes later and slammed me on the floor. And put me in handcuffs, put me in an ambulance, and took me away. I was screaming. They're just trying to steal my money, and people were recording. So go and watch the YouTube video. You see me screaming. You can find my YouTube video through my Cash App. My Cash App is NYC Homeless. And you find my real name there. It's a Nigerian name. Google search it to watch the video. You see, as the police was putting me in an ambulance, I was screaming, they're just trying to steal my money. Please, save my luggage, save my luggage. And that luggage had $100 bills, $50 bills. And they took me away, went and locked me up in the psychiatric ward. And they were misdiagnosing me. Said, at one point, they said, the police lied to the doctor there. Said they found me on the street just wandering. I didn't know my name, I didn't know my date of birth. And they lied, and the doctor said, they're going to keep me forever in the hospital, that I may be suffering from dementia. I said, I'm not dementia, I don't have dementia. Are you kidding me? I said, I'm young, I said, and they put everything in my psychiatric record, that I may be suffering from old age. I don't know my name, I don't know my birthday. I'm freaking 30-something years old. How can I be suffering from old age at 30-something years old? So they said that the police here in New York, they are gangsters with badges. They said one of them even hit the guy with a cooler as the guy was selling drugs, and the guy tried to run away when the police tried to arrest him. Hit the guy with a cooler, and the guy fell off the motorcycle. The guy's name is Eric Duran, and died of brain injury. They finally arrested the police and convicted him last week. So the police are attacking us immigrants, attacking people all over New York. Killed my friend Eric Garner as he was helping me on Staten Island as I was suing the police. There was another black American they killed around that time period also, called Shambel. They killed Diallo with 40 bullets. He was a West African. They got away with that case, Diallo killing. They said he looked like somebody else. They were trying to arrest him, and he was trying to show them his ID, and they shot him with 40 bullets. Pa, 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 pa. He was standing right in front of them. Pa, 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 40 times. And the jury dismissed the case. Those police officers walked through. They said it's an accident. So they're killing Africans, calling this accident. Everything can be an accident, and I have evidence it was intentional when they tried to kill me. And I was locked up in the mental ward. And I was calling the Nigerian embassy, calling Daily News, calling New York Times, because my father's been killed, my mother's been killed. I had nobody I could call for help. My mother's daughters were here, but my mother said they were moving with a narcotic gang, and they also like to kill people for money. So I'm like, what in the world? How am I going to survive in the world? My father dead, my mother dead, and my family here, they are moving with a killer gang also. You know, so all I was calling was New York Times, Daily News, Nigerian Embassy, and nobody came to help me. So, you know, and I didn't even have the phone numbers for all these people, New York Times, you know, and stuff. So what I would do is, in the psych ward, NYU Psychiatric Hospital, I would just use, they have a pay phone in the hallway near my room. So I would just use the pay phone and just dial any random number. Thank God they didn't charge you any money. The pay phone is free. You know, so just dial anybody's cell phone number. Just dial 1347-21 something, blah, blah, blah. And somebody will pick up. And I'll tell them, please help me get the phone number for the Nigerian Embassy. A Nigerian, and I need to reach them. I'm having an emergency. I don't have my cell phone with me. And the stranger would just look in there, do an internet search, and give me the number. Sometimes I'll call another number and say, please help me find the number for New York Times. And people were picking up their phone and being nice to me, you know. But the New York Times didn't help me. The Daily News didn't help me. But the Daily News kept calling me back. Say, please keep updating us, keep updating us. I said, please, you know, just come and free me from the hospital. Don't turn my life into a movie. I said my luggage full of $100 bills has been stolen when the police arrested me, and I need to come out of the hospital so I can go file a police report and get my luggage back. I said that luggage also has my green card, has my social security card, and they left me in the hospital for 1 week. The Daily News, they were playing games with me. One of their workers' name is Pascal Dollar, and he kept calling me back, saying, you know, we're still investigating. I said, you know, and they made sure I never got that money back, never got my green card back, you know. So they are really abusing immigrants and blacks. Every gun has been killed. I have the evidence. I even told their Daily News, because they bought the video, because as Erigana was being choked, a guy was positioned at the crime scene recording it. That guy sells drugs, and it seems that somebody knew Erigana was going to be killed that day. Because at that time, 2014, nobody records anything. The cell phone camera was still a new technology. People don't be recording stuff. But for some reason, there was a guy positioned at the crime scene and was recording every corner as they were choking him. And the Daily News bought the video. So it's like, and they killed Erigana close to my birthday, at the same place where I met Erigana. So this I knew people knew they were going to kill him. And here is the real deal. This is how you know they knew they were going to kill Erigana that day. One of the police officers wore a t-shirt with the logo DD. So I used to go to a Nigerian church in Nigeria, the synagogue church, and the pastor founded the church on the belief that we Nigerians are also one of the lost Jewish tribes. They say there's belief that blacks are also Jews. So that Nigerian church called synagogue believe blacks, at least some blacks, are from the Jewish tribe. They are the lost tribes of Israel. So because of my immigration case, you know, they were investigating me for my immigration case. So they found out I was going to a church called synagogue, and they went and killed Erigana. And the police officer wore a t-shirt with the word Didi. They said when Hitler would kill,
this is an accessible station.
When Hitler would kill the Jewish people, it will mark the day in his diary as Didi, death day to the Jews. And when the police went and killed Erigana, and they wore a shirt with the word, with the
This is a Brooklyn bound 2 train.
logo Didi.
The next stop is 125th Street.
With the logo Didi on it.
Please.
You know, meaning death day to the Jews. I said the police was laughing when they killed Erigana. So So they were mocking the fact that I was a member of a church in Nigeria synagogue that says blacks are Jews also. You know. So like evidences like that. So please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless. I'm looking for non-conditional charitable donation to my Cash App NYC Homeless. And onto me in person and a student loan with rates similar to the one that the US government charges students in America, or the rates commercial banks charge students in New York City, whichever rate is cheaper. I'm not trying to be price guy. So you can borrow me student loan to my Cash App NYC Homeless. And to me in person, I do beg for money on the street. You know, and here's my disclaimer. I solemnly swear under United States perjury laws and U.S. Constitution and other relevant laws that I'm seeking non-conditional charitable donation to my Cash App NYC Homeless and to me person, and student loan to my Cash App NYC Homeless and student loans to me person. And such student loan should have interest rate similar to the rate the U.S. government charges students in New York City, and banks charge students in New York City for student loan, whichever is cheaper. And I'm not looking for surrogacy and marriage and prostitution and membership in any cult or gang, whether religious, sexual, or social cult or gang. And I'm not trying to be a member of any violence, whether violent gang, and I'm not looking for any slavery master relationship. So please stop trying to trick me to things I'm not into. And in case I die or I'm killed, only civil activists like me should administer, and that have to deny me of the chaos, should administer my estate and get justice for me and my late mother. And the rest of my estate assets should be used in charitable donation for those suffering xenophobia like me and my late mother, and those being deported by Trump's prioritize for assistance. Nobody should make a movie about me. I used to tell my life about because I was a kid, but I no longer look like them. Nobody should make a movie about me. I'm very introverted. I only talk about my life only when I'm under duress. I'm about to kill. I even told the immigration that when I was having an immigration case in 2000, at GFK and other areas, they did interviews for me, and they were asking me that they told me they were going to send me back to Nigeria, and I told them Nigeria wasn't safe for me because my father's not from Nigeria. And they asked me, did I have any witnesses, like my family member I was telling here in America? I said no. They asked me why didn't I tell my family member my father was a business manager. I said because I'm introverted and I don't really talk about my life unless I'm under duress. So I don't, my family, my mother's daughters don't really know about me. Any support friend don't really know about my private life. You know, the only time I really talk about my life like this is when I'm under duress. So I don't want anybody making a movie about me. Some people have been trying to make a movie about me and claim I came to America to become Michael Jackson. I got killed. No, I didn't come to become Michael Jackson. I should make a movie about me. You know, involving me, in all about his life.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
About my life, including him. So please, I'm introverted and I don't want anybody to make a movie about me. Unless I'm alive and well and able to participate in the movie I'm marketing. So under the right of sepulchre law, it's stated, you know, you have to respect somebody's situation if they die or they're killed. So please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless, or give me student loan like I stated earlier. You know, I'm really suffering on the street and they're freezing me on the train. This is what's going on. They leave the doors open. 18 people already died from the cold, homeless, and they froze to death outside.
This is 110th Street,